Imagine the horror of a grotesque, psychopathic maniac who possesses super speed, strength, and human-level intelligence. This being toys with and humiliates its prey before tearing them apart. In this video, we will analyze the analog horror series published by the channel Evanimas, based on our favorite hedgehog, but not as we know him. Here we encounter an infinitely more disturbing version of Sonic, a primitive being known as SHIN Sonic, or simply Shinnick, who eventually becomes a bloodthirsty beast with an insatiable hunger for devouring the flesh of any living creature. Don't forget to leave your valuable like and subscription to help the channel grow and reach more people. If you don't know what to comment, you can just write meow in the comments section. Without further ado, let's begin with the Sonic tapes. The story begins with the first tape, house footage. In it, we see a terrifying version of the blue hedgehog, alongside what seems to be the mutilated corpse of Dr. Robotnik. Shinnick, standing completely upright and, without uttering a word, vanishes. The video continues with an emergency broadcast, informing viewers about an unknown threat that has been injuring people, ripping off limbs, and causing disappearances. The message urges everyone to stay home and prepare for a possible encounter. We then see security camera footage of a house where Shinnick is seen lurking. Eventually, he breaks into the house to devour his next victim. That's where the video ends. The next tape, which takes place chronologically before the first, shows us a much smaller and more deteriorated Shinnick. For the first time, we witness him devouring an animal. This is where his insatiable hunger begins. After consuming his first prey, he starts seeking out more and more. In the following scene, we are introduced to a much kinder version of Dr. Robotnik. We see him giving functional bodies to little animals that have lost their limbs. However, after Shinnick gorges himself on everything in his path, he appears. Dr. Robotnik's actions infuriate him, as Shinnick doesn't want to have to break through a metal shell every time he wants to eat an animal. And, well, we all know how that ends. In the next video, we see Tails sleeping in a cave, but he's awakened by the sound of Shinnick's footsteps. As we can see, Shinnick has grown into a much larger and more emaciated creature due to all the unfortunate souls he's devoured. Shinnick sneaks up on Tails and, supposedly, finishes him off. Afterward, a series of messages informs us that 946 people have gone missing, and none have been found so far. The government sent search teams, but this only led to more disappearances. We also see footage of Shinnick breaking into another house, but this time he's not alone. It seems Shinnick didn't kill Tails but corrupted him, as we now see them together on screen. United, they pose a far greater threat. Finally, we are shown what we've been fearing all along. Rather than a revelation, it's a confirmation. This creature evolves as it feeds, much like Shin Godzilla, from whom it draws inspiration. Hence the name Shin Sonic. In the next video, titled Cry the Forest, a police officer is sent to patrol an area near Hilltop Forest after locals reported hearing cries at night. What the officer sees is truly terrifying. Here's the footage.
I'm here. Hello, can you hear me? Are you guys there? What the hell is that?
The next day, his body was found devoured and almost entirely decomposed beside a strange statue that appeared in the recording. As a result of this incident, evacuations were recommended in areas with high disappearance rates. At the end of this video, we see Sonic evolve once again, becoming a colossal monstrosity. In the penultimate video, we see Knuckles running through a desolate green hill zone after the destruction caused by Sonic. He eventually encounters Tails, only to realize that it's not who he thought it was. Shin Sonic also makes an appearance, constantly shifting forms, from his first form to his second. After taunting Knuckles, telling him to try and run, Sonic reaches his third and finally his fourth form, eventually catching up to Knuckles. Here we can clearly see another obvious inspiration for Sonic, Sonic.EXE.
I will eat your heart.
In the following scene, Knuckles is shown chained in front of Sonic. He insists that this creature can't be Sonic because Sonic would never commit such atrocities. He also begins to question Sonic, asking things like, "What are you? What did you do to Tails? And what is your motive?" Sonic mocks Knuckles for all his questions before showing him everything. There's a lot to analyze here. During the static, we see a statue very similar to the one we've encountered before, along with glimpses of previous events. But the most interesting part is this hidden message. What conclusions can we draw from it? Well, although we don't have many clues about Shin Sonic's true identity, since it's clear that Sonic is a reimagining of Sonic.EXE, we might assume that a primitive, malevolent entity has possessed and corrupted Sonic's body, using it to carry out its dark plans and spread chaos. This hidden message could actually be Sonic and Tails, the real ones, reaching out to Knuckles for help. In fact, if you pay close attention, the message appears in blue and yellow, making it even clearer. The Super Emeralds finally make an appearance, and a mysterious voice begins speaking to Knuckles, telling him to find them and destroy Shinik before he can complete his ritual. I think this voice might be none other than Sonic, trying to communicate with Knuckles to stop the entity. When Knuckles asks what will happen if Shinik gets his hands on the emeralds, Shinik would grow to an unimaginable size, spreading thousands of Tails clones across the world to wreak havoc. This could be his super form after obtaining the Chaos Emeralds. Finally, Knuckles, resolute, sets off to find the Super Emeralds and defeat Shinik. He is the last hope. I also noticed yet another reference here. In the final recording, we see Shinik has reached an unprecedented size, and despite this, he can still move at incredible speeds, creating shockwaves that destroy everything in his path as he covers miles in mere seconds. He has now become a global threat. We also witness countless Tails clones massacring and abducting people. Shinik is searching for a hidden Chaos Emerald in the city, and once he finds and consumes it, he vanishes in a flash of light, presumably performing chaos control. We can assume he's now hunting for the rest of the emeralds to complete his ritual. Finally, we see Knuckles, who has joined forces with Gun to prevent Shinik from obtaining the Chaos Emeralds. The death toll is already in the thousands, and the fate of the planet hangs in the balance. And so, we reach the end of the Sonic tapes for now. What do you think? Do you believe Knuckles will be able to stop Shin Sonic? And if not, what do you think will happen? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. On this channel, we'll continue documenting all the content released until the story's conclusion. Once again, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It would help me out a lot. Every like is one more coin to escape poverty. If this video is well supported, I'll bring you a detailed video explaining each of Shin Sonic's forms and some other little details. So, you know what to do. If you'd like, you can also follow me on TikTok, where I post more content related to analog horror. And if you're interested, I have a Fiverr profile where I create high-quality music with artificial intelligence for your projects. Like my voice. Wait, what?